Mojo, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You seem a little subdued.
Well, I usually get a chance to get some quality beauty rest, but obviously doing your show at 7 a.m. was like the only time that I was able to come and conversate with you. I lost a little bit of that, so I'm a little upset, to be honest with you.
Okay. How can I make it up to you?
We have to have a great talk. That'd be one way. Obviously, number two would be you giving a shout out to the Bruins on a big game this weekend in the Coliseum against SC to win it all. And number three, just allow me to talk about a couple of my fantasy leagues, give some guys some shout outs I've been dominating.
All right, go ahead. Start wherever you want to, Mojo. This is your segment here.
Oh, thank you, Dan. You're so kind. Well, first, I'd like to start with, obviously I played for the Jaguars, and I have a great opportunity and some great relationships down there with some people. And I have to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars fantasy league that I have with a couple of equipment managers, front office people, and some players who I've been dominating for the last 11 weeks. And, they were talking trash after I drafted my team, and they picked me to come in last. But guess who's in first, Dan? Guess who's in first?
I'm going to guess that you are, Mojo.
Exactly. And so I told those guys to tune in. I just want to let you guys know that you guys are horrible drafters. I wish you all the best of luck, in everything else that you're doing in life except for fantasy football. And this year, I'm here to collect all my dues.
Well, didn't you draft yourself in fantasy football?
Oh, every year, first too. Make sure I had the first pick so I could take myself first.
Was there a better Was there a better running back than you when you played?
None. And the biggest, to be honest with you, the biggest issue was I didn't want to have to. I don't want to have to flirt with that line of win fantasy or win the game type of thing. So I just wanted to make sure I had myself at all times. So it was a win-win for me.
You can see Mojo this week. The NFL Now available at NFL.com and NFL mobile app. Also Twitter handle at JonesDrew32. We've talked about the Case Keenum hit and the responsibility on the field, the spotter in the booth, the coach, everything. What went wrong in this situation?
Well, I think the biggest thing is when you're on the field and you're in the fire per se. You're talking about guys who are competing their butts off, and you're trying to give yourself the best, or give your team the best chance to win. We tend to forget the little things, and so I just think that they were so caught in such a close game at the time that they wanted to win, and it sucks because we want to talk about player safety, but the guy was completely dazed, and guys are trying to help him up, and these things, and so I just thought they just really missed on that one. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from the game, and that's why the NFL has put a guy in that isn't on either side. He's just a neutral guy in a spot, so he can remove himself from the game, and they just missed on that one.
Okay, let's say one of your teammates is in that situation, and you're the running back. Do you say anything?
Oh, yeah. I'm always waving to come get guys if they're hurt, man. I don't, this is a very dangerous sport. And so if a guy is ever down or he's not, he doesn't look like himself, I'm always waving for the trainers to come in or tell him he has to go out. Because, again, football is so short in your life. I was lucky to play 9 years, but the average career, I want to say, is 3.5 to 4, maybe less than that. And so, you want to be able to live a fruitful and full life. So you always want to protect yourself. And to be honest with you, I just want guys to be able to continue to play the game they love as well.
But nobody on his team said, "Hey, get him out of here." The guy got his bell rung here. He's concussed, right?
Well, they have a young team, and so I want to say the oldest guy on their team might be Jared Cook, maybe. And so you got a young team. Guys aren't really worried about those things. As I got older, I started to see certain things and see the game in a different light. But when I was young, man, I was all out there piss and vinegar, man. I was out there just ready to roll. It didn't matter what happened. Helmet could have came off, pads falling off. I was still trying to get out there and make plays. And so when you're caught in that environment of competing and doing trying to do your best to scratch claw for that inch to win, you lose sight of things sometimes.
What's it like when you get a concussion?
I've had two, and so mine weren't as bad as some of the ones I've heard about, or some of the players I played with. I played with a guy, linebacker, came from us in the Colts. His name was Clint Sessions, and he had a couple back to back, man. And when he would come back, we would text and talk. He would say, like, at one point he felt like he was underwater, like he was hearing people like he was underwater. And those are scary things. The ones that I've had, they've just been like little dings where I had one in high school, one in college. And it was quick, like, bing, and your head rings a little bit. You try to close your eyes and bite down and try to get rid of it, and if it doesn't happen, you just sit out. But I've never had one where these people, you hear about some of these horror stories where guys can't sleep and they're sweating in their sleep and things like that. I've never had anything like that, Dan.
Are the refs worse, or are we more critical?
I think they're starting to feel the pressure. So I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you. Obviously, ever since we had the replacement refs, everybody's been so critical with obviously the referees and things like that. But to be honest with you, they make mistakes all the time, and they're human, and they have the right to. I mean, no one's perfect, and so I think sometimes we go too hard on these guys because we want them to make the perfect call every time or see everything. Now, I want to say there's only 6 of them out there, maybe a little bit more, but you have them trying to watch a game that's playing at the fastest speed allowed, obviously, in the NFL, and then you're asking these human beings to keep their eyes on 4 or 5 different guys, 4 or 5 situations. That's not going to work.
Why is everybody bothered with Cam Newton's celebrations after touchdowns?
I was going to ask you that. That was going to be like the fourth thing you're going to have to answer for me to make this interview go well, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I don't really understand. I feel like a lot of people, I think it goes all the way back to him at Auburn. A lot of people didn't like him at Auburn, obviously. Yep. And then they had this report come out that said he was disingenuous or something, or his smile was fake, and he's a fraud, those type of things. Cam is the most genuine, the most, I want to say, friendly, the most competitive person I've ever been around or seen in my life. I actually met him when I was in Jacksonville. His older brother, Cecil Jr., played for the Jaguars on our practice squad. And I actually went over to Cecil's house to, we were about to go out, and I saw this guy laying on his couch. I'm like, the couch is, pretty big, and this guy's feet is like dangling off. I'm like, who is this dude? And so the first time I met Cam, guy, same smile, same person he is today. I just think a lot of people, they don't want, we all get stuck in our own ways. And you know how it is when you get old, Dan, because you're old.
Yep.
You want your football to be the same way you remember as a kid. And so now times have changed. And these dances and being hip and pop culture's kind of taken over more than what it used to. And that's what Cam is. And so a lot of these parents aren't liking that because they're used to guys that are just hand the ball to the refs. They're used to guys that are, just vanilla. And so I think Cam is going out there with a little bit of style, what he likes to call swag. I call it style. And his team is playing at a high level because of that. Who are his receivers besides Greg Olsen?
Funchess has turned out to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rookie, though. You can't expect much.
Oh, I know. Look, he's doing a whole lot with not a whole lot. It's similar to Tom Brady in New England. But, Brady's got Gronk. He lost Edelman. I mean, he's lost a couple. Deion Lewis. He's lost people. The offensive line is makeshift there. But these are the two leading, contenders for the MVP. By the way, what do you want to bet on the UCLA-USC game?
I mean, whatever you feel like helps you out, we can do it, or you're willing to lose, I guess I should say. You let me know.
I'll let you host a segment during the Super Bowl week if you'd like to.
I like that. And okay, that's cool. Now, how about this?
All right.
How about your next movie? You have to give me a role in.
Well, it's not really my movie. It's Adam Sandler's movie.
Yeah, well, you got to make sure Adam is listening. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we do it. I like to go big. Don't give me the crumbs.
Yeah, but you can't be 5'7" and say you want to go big. I mean, let's be honest here.
I mean, I'm just vertically challenged. I'm actually a bigger guy. I'm probably like close to around 230 right now. I'm getting down though.
And keep in mind, you said I was old. I'm not retired. You're retired. Remember that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a different type of retirement because now I have a new career. You were just talking about. I work with the network at NFL now, so yeah, I was retired at 29. Man, you can't,
You called you took the shots here. I mean, come on. Keep in mind, you played for Jacksonville. All right.
Oh, we're in the race for the South, man. What are you talking about? We're about to win the South.
Everybody's in the race for the South.
We're in it.
All right. Okay. So I'll let you host a segment if USC loses to UCLA, and if I win, you'll just owe me something. I don't know. It won't mean that much.
How about this? I'll get you a gift, a really good gift too. I'll make sure it's a nice. I don't know what you like, but I'll figure it out.
How about this? I'll get you in a Sandler movie, and then I get to quarterback the Jaguars for a quarter. How's that? That's about the same, right?
I think that's you might be winning a little bit, but I'll definitely take that. I'll take that opportunity, that chance.
All right. Hey, good to talk to you, Mojo.
Yeah. Good to talk to you, Dan.
Thank you, man. That's Maurice Jones-Drew, NFL media analyst. Maurice Jones-Drew.